Welcome back to Werewolf the Apocalypse, the game about the spiritual need for cleansing the world, or the spiritual warriors who defend Gaia from corruption and decay. And maybe they're winning? A little bit?
Not at all.
No.
The world hasn't been destroyed so far, so
Exactly.
That's
And
right.
I promote. I was thinking of contemporary werewolves. Yeah, in the '90s they're doing fine for the most part.
they didn't know they were doing fine. When you look back at it,
They were winning so hard.
the environmental standards of the U.S. were better in 2015 than in 1995. So they were winning.
Yeah, until they weren't.
Until they weren't. Exactly.
Until they got their best crafted fomori out of the closet.
Yes. I'm not gonna... This is fun. There is, in fact, a cult in Delta Green that has a whole bunch of sort of cutouts, like pawns. And I swear, one of those pawns took over the Republican Party And I don't know how they predicted that in Delta Green in the early 2000s, but they did. So here we are.
It's weird when you see all the early predictions of Donald Trump becoming president, either directly saying Donald Trump is president or somebody who looks exactly like him. There's supposedly a Green Lantern comic or some comic like that from a long time back, like in the 80s or something, where Donald Trump is or pseudo-Trump is president. And also, if you watch Back to the Future Part 2 with modern eyes, when evil Biff takes over the future and is running Biffco, he looks amazingly like Trump.
yeah, he's supposed to be Trump. Yeah, there's a bunch of Trump kind of analogs from the 80s and the 90s, like even before The Apprentice and then
Yeah,
The Apprentice.
this got a businessman.
He's the Mimi businessman. So yeah.
Also, another example that I was thinking of fomori and off in Congress, what is Cory Booker?
Huh. Cory Booker of fomori?
Oh, absolutely, fomori.
See, welcome, dear guests. These are the things we talk about before we get into the session proper. It's not unusual for World of Darkness players to do that. Back in the 90s, we were all mapping which politician is Ventru and which star is it actually a Toreador and so on and so forth. That was
how evil Bush was, and now can I have Bush back?
Yeah.
You're looking at Congress. It's oops, all fomori. Like you're like waiting for the ghouls to come back because at least the vampire ghouls are competent.
I think we were talking about how Johnny Depp was definitely a vampire because he never seemed to age. Have we switched that to Keanu Reeves now? I don't know.
Keanu Reeves, I think, might be Rambo, not the action star, but the French poet.
Possibly, yeah. Anyway, this show is rated R for PCs are playing actual monsters that sometimes will do absolutely monstrous things and sometimes won't do monstrous things and think about instead how to avoid doing monstrous things, because doing monstrous things is not cool. I think almost everyone has some Hellwalkers Harana at this point. Almost. Let's go. Hellwalker pack. Who's here today?
I'm El Duende, pronouns any all, and I'm playing as Jake Stromfield, aka True Strike, the Get a Fenrir Sovereign. Currently having a lot of questions for the Karn about why this is here.
I'm Jan. I'm playing Paul, aka Otis, aka Skitters and Shadows, the Ragabash Chief, about town.
Roger, I'm playing Miles Lincoln, Stormspeaker, Glass Walker Galliard, and in keeping with the ongoing theme, we've found something else really disgusting for him to bite.
Yes, this is true. Finally, you found something disgusting for him to bite. Yes.
Yeah, let's name your ass Banebiter or some shit.
Hey, you could always gain a second nickname.
Bites into disgusting things. That's his new Garou name? Instead of Stormspeaker.
Long-winded.
bites
Wait,
the worm. That would actually fit really well, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I was thinking Banebiter because it...
Banebiter works too, yeah. You want to change your Garou name, Strawspeaker? Banebiter?
No, I think we need like a ritual for that or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You do?
No, it's
It would be a ritual, so...
Yeah.
Your nickname is decided by your pack, by just usage.
Okay.
So if we started calling him Banebiter, he would then become Banebiter because we're calling him Banebiter. He doesn't really get much of a choice in it.
Peer pressure, huh? Okay, good.
I think it's whatchamacallit rules. Fighter pilot name rules.
Yeah. All right, so Alpha, I'll go after you. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, I am Zest, and I play a Silver Fang Theurge. And keeping up with the rest of the theme is, what the hell are we gonna do now?
And I am Zashmi. I'm playing Buggy, or Runs to Fire, a Glass Walker Theurge, and I guess she's got to be done bouncing on hotel room beds now and pay attention to what's happening.
Yeah, you're in a library. It's amazing. Let me tell you.
The question that came up last week, since we were in the library, can Buggy read?
Technically, I did not take illiteracy. I did not take the illiteracy thingy-mabobbies.
Buggy can read.
So I can read. Yeah, I'm not going to be sitting down reading graduate level history books, but yeah, she can read. And I'm going to actually have her start picking up language a little bit better because it wouldn't take her very long to adjust, because being Garou and all that.
Anyway, last time, the investigation in Cedar Hollow continued. Split between, this campaign goes under the label New York, Rage Across New York, and I think only half of the campaign has been in New York so far, so go figure. That's Valkenburg Foundation for you, which is technically part of Rage Across New York because it's a... Anyway, long story. You had to be there in the early 90s. It was like that.
I was there, and it didn't make sense then.
Okay. Anyway, we had the group split between two different bars. Miles was talking to a scientist from the NNL, buying her drinks, sharing stories, and learned something about the lab's strict security, shift schedules, and a weird incident. And he also heard about dangerous chemicals on site, though the person he was chatting up at the nightclub obviously downplayed any risk to the town. Meanwhile, Austin was captivated by a mysterious and elegant woman called Saint. So overwhelming charm, it seemed to warp his perception, and he felt an instant, intense connection. And out on a patio behind the bar, their encounter became a blur of bliss, ending with Austin on his knees in the snow as she backed away shocked. But before leaving, she did give him the business card for the Cedar Hollow's Arts Foundation. Austin was dazed, sore, and confused from this. Back at the Bent Nail, the more, shall we say, blue-collar style pub, Skidders, Jake, and Buggy plied a security guard with drinks. They stole his wallet, jacket, shirts, boots, including the key card from the NNL, and left him to be found by the police, ensuring he would be unavailable for his shift and creating something, maybe an opportunity, who knows. You regrouped at the motel room late that night, sharing your experiences. Miles was growing concerned about the mild altering effects Saint might have had on Austin. This is Miles being very paranoid after having been subjected to mild altering supernatural effects in the past. The others revealed their successful acquisition of the guard's gear and keycard. They pieced together the information they gathered. They formulated a plan, one team hitting the library while the other performing surveillance on the NNL compound to basically gather intel in preparation for some kind of infiltration. Infill, as it were. So Austin, Miles, and Buggy went to the library, and it turns out that none of y'all are nerds. That's what it turns out like. So...
Or the lupus is the closest to the nerd?
It seems like it, yes. It seems like it. So I suppose
Look
what
at
we
my
can say.
pack dog. We ain't researching shit.
We have one brain cell within each other, so it's fine.
No,
Use
you
that
have-
one
you have
brain
several.
cell.
You have several. Not as many as a nerd would have, but still something. And so what you lacked in, shall we say, professional skills, you made up for in time, which means it just took longer to get to the stuff that was juicy. But you did get through with the help of the librarian some crucial details. The NNL has been a major employer in the area since World War II, with a history of deflecting public inquiry. Reports about environmental groups' concerns about chemical leaks into the nearby marshlands, which seems to be the source of the blight that you've seen in the Umbra. You also saw articles about a fire at a traveling fair, the Bear Brothers Traveling Show, which was connected to a police raid, and the detective in charge of that was called John Painted Elk. Meanwhile, Skitters and Jake were scouting out the compound. You discovered it was a fortress with barbed wire, guard towers, electronic surveillance, armed professional guards, patrol routes, high security areas within the compound. So there's like walls within walls. And
I have some more walls to it. Just for
yes. And peering into the Umbra, you saw that the facility was cocooned in some steel weaver webs, of course, but also a hedge that looked distinctly not weavery. And up on top of that control tower was some kind of horrifying slug-like creature with muscular arms. A grotesque fusion of weaver and worm corruption. And the last comment was something like, "Oh, this is much worse than we thought." That's where we are. That's where we pick up the story. It is now 4 p.m. on Thursday, February 20th, 1992. And should we go to the library, nerds? Because I feel like the people outside the compound are probably just dedicated to watching the compound for another while. But I don't know how long the rest of you wants to stay in the library, as it were.
I remember, did we have anything left that we wanted to look up while we were here?
I don't know, did you?
Necessarily, we found out what they do, what's wrong with it. We found out more about our target, more or less. They were involved with the whole circus thing before exploding a fiery blaze. So we're assuming that they were in act, and they went berserk, and they got sealed within the NNL. When I heard about the NNL, I thought it was going to be more of an asylum kind of thing, but anyway, that's another point. The point is, there's not much we can search for anymore.
The letter so the reason that you were all called onto this was that Director Valkenburg had received a letter from one of her kin, who someone called Dr. Greffig, and that kin had in turn received a letter from the NNL, a place called the Center for Psychiatric Studies. So somewhere in... Let me show the compound again.
Wait, out of character.
Somewhere in this compound is a Center for Psychiatric Studies.
All right, hold on. Since they did research and they found the map of the place, is there perhaps something on that map that says which building is that building?
No.
I was going to say, that's more like, especially since it's government property, there's no way in hell they will have a map out of there. Realistically, above table.
Going through all the stuff published by NNL that we could find, was any of that also labelled Centre for Psychiatric Studies?
That is an excellent question. You know what? Not really. But then all the scientific stuff that you were looking for was linked to the professor in question, the scientist in question, who is also working with the NNL. So when you have a publication in a peer-reviewed scientific journal, it's never signed Professor Dr. Northwest National Library. It's signed Professor Cedar Hollow College, or University of Cedar Hollow. But when you're looking up that, because you've been doing so much research during the day, when you're looking up the professor in question, you will find that they're also employed by the NNL. And that's a matter of prestige around here. It's a good thing, and the NNL retains a good public reputation in Cedar Hollow.
Did we do any research into what type of or scientific work this doctor was into? Because I do have science and technology of one. I mean, yes. I could possibly understand some of it.
Yeah, Miles actually took the point on that.
Oh, good.
Because he has all the science, which is 3.
Good.
That's all of his science. That's how nerdy
awesome.
He gets.
He gets nerdy in the science. Cool. I'll stay nerdy in the occult then.
But yeah, they were doing research on energy, apparently. Energy related. So physics, electromagnetics. Yeah, so physicists, that word is a mouthful. Physicists are definitely associated with this place. It's an interesting combination, isn't it? A place that is supposedly related to energy research and has been attached to the Department of Energy and things like that. Also has a Center for Psychiatric Studies.
Yeah.
It's a mix for sure. But yeah, you would find Dr. Rolf Hergman, for example. He is the one who sent the letter to Dr. Greffing to begin with. He's a psychiatrist, and he is employed by the NNL, but his research papers are...
So what's the chain again of intelligence here? The person at the lab sent a letter to the kinfolk, then sent it to Valkenburg, is that right?
Yes.
We know who the original informant is.
Yes, that would be Dr. Greffing, but Dr. Greffing is not at the lab. Dr. Greffing is somewhere else. So this letter was sent outside the lab.
All right. On another thing, since we've found information that Hazmat on site is definitely a significant problem, how dangerous is that to us since we're werewolves? Do we have any kind of resistance to chemical and biological stuff?
Yeah.
Or is this
you do.
really bad?
Not radiation,
but it's like a toxicity. It's a toxic attack, if you will. That's a thing that exists. It depends really on what type of toxicity, but you're more resilient than regular humans, let's just say.
Because that would look insane if we had to have consecrated hazmat suits that would fit us in Krenos form.
That would be weird.
Go hard, but it'd be weird.
Let's see now. I am looking at the word toxic here, and as always with our wonderful friends over at Renegade, toxicity is a major theme in Werewolf, and there are no rules for it.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm impressed to actually use the word toxic.
These guys, they can be so weirdly specific. Like for guns, it has to be composure plus this, and then for this, we'll do whatever. Vibes, you know.
Vibes. It's Free League. Where are you when you're needed? Anyway, we want to use a pinboard here? What was that?
You know the scene like Invincible where he's like, Cecil, I need you, Cecil. Just me every second with Free League.
Basically. Do we need the pinboard for anything here, my friends? Because it sounds to me like we're brainstorming. It sounds to me Library Gang is either going out to the Surveillance Gang or the other way around. You do have phones, so you can just talk to each other over the phone.
We have phones?
No, we don't.
No, you don't have phones.
We don't have mobile phones.
That was Weave Walker. She had a phone.
Yeah.
That's like I was gonna say we have phones. When did this happen?
Yeah, it didn't happen. You have maybe you have pagers though, because that's a technology.
We have.
We did say we meet at 6.
We gotta meet back up 6 o'clock. But I'd say that.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock. You're meeting back up at the motel or somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay, so
they would probably come to the place. Or, yeah, okay, it would be the motel. You're right.
one question about the surveillance. You were there at shift change, and you had the ability to look into the Umbra. Could you tell if people coming in and out at shift change had Banes riding them?
Through
Bane.
binoculars, it's tricky.
Yeah, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Wait, wait, out of character. Do you ask that question in or out of character?
In character, obviously, right?
Yeah.
All right. Then Jake will just say, "Shit, the entire place was infested with Banes."
Yeah,
It
and there was
a
this
blight.
massive, like, Weaver, Wyrm, Bane thingy. I don't know if there was any possessions. I don't know. I didn't see. We were looking through telescopes through the Umbra into the thing, so I didn't see if they were exactly possessed. But I suppose we could look at the workers, like we could get a closer look later on.
Yeah. Storm Speaker. This shit is bad. We need to be prepared. This is worse than even the mine.
Okay, so you really don't know what is going on in here. They've basically been sent to what could be fomori Ibiza, and they're all in there having a rave.
It looks like a pretty big military installation, so I don't think there's anybody dancing to "Call Me Mr. Vane" in there. If there is, I'll give you a $5.
Okay, you put up the map. Let's of the site, the full top-down map, and let's
All right. Let's
strategize
go with the
here.
top-down map instead of the pinboard. I was trying to put the map on the pinboard, but the map is too big to put on the pinboard. So I'm instead going to put the map there and then put sticky notes on. How about that for your planning
That'll work.
session?
That'll work. That'll work.
So
Okay, so let's go through some options. As discussed before, we can recruit allies. We can get werewolf allies. We can get spirit allies to help with the assault. That'll take time.
Well,
A couple of other things to consider here in terms of the general attack strategy. We could peel the onion, repeatedly hit and run, possibly over several days, just taking the evil presence back and back further and further until we've mostly cleared it out, and then we can deal with rescuing the prisoner. That's one option.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is if that triggers an alarm and they have a kill protocol, they could kill the prisoner.
Yeah.
And
And
the other option is a fast break-in, probably through this side, into the high security area as quickly as possible, grab the prisoner and run.
and maybe work on ending this place somehow afterwards. But I don't recommend a slow approach because that slug thing definitely looked like it was part watchtower, or it was the watchtower. So it's in the Umbra, and if it sees us, I don't know, it could set an alarm.
Yeah.
So I don't recommend us going anywhere near the Umbra until we get this Jane Doe out of the place.
After we get the Jane Doe out, we need to deal with this. We can't leave here without this place being completely cleansed.
Yeah.
It can be delayed a few days if necessary, if we getting the prisoner out first.
Yeah.
Now, another couple of questions to do with both infiltration and assault. There is the possibility of slug first. Attack the slug, take it down before it can do anything is one option.
Yes, but
Another option is attack from the completely opposite side. And I can either chew through the fencing protecting the place, or some of us have Hair's Leap, we could jump over the fence.
okay, attacking the slug first. Honestly,
It's an unnecessary risk, I think.
no, we have to get it eventually. But
No,
I'm
we
worried
don't.
that-
That's the thing. We don't have to. Our goal
Well-
is the prisoner,
Yeah.
and we have a cairn of Red Talons, and we have the werewolves from the town. This is their territory.
Yeah, that's true. We can just.
It's not up to the five of us to clean out something that's this big.
That's true. That's true.
In that case, then we have to, I feel like, ask about this to the other werewolves.
Yeah, we definitely have to get the ball rolling at least. But that's a problem for after we see. Okay, I have a kind of an idea to get us past the first gate at least. It's an old one, but a good one. Is that we go in a laundry van or the postman or something like that. We go in pretending to be laundry people or the post people, or one of us pretends to be the postman, the rest are in the van, kind of thing. And that could get us past the first gate.
That could work.
It's a different idea than jumping over the fence. But another idea I was thinking of, maybe it's the same as what Miles was saying, is that if we all go into Lupus, maybe if we dig under the fence or something, they'll just leave us alone. They'll be like, oh look, wolves, and not bother. But that's chancing our arm in a major way.
If they're corrupted, there'll be people who know about wolves. And if they have a werewolf imprisoned, they're going to know about wolves. So if they see wolves, that might trigger something.
Talking about the gain allies part of the deal, we know New York best, since that's where we're from. How many potential shock troopers are there available in New York who could come and join this fight?
I don't know if any of them. I think we know there's a cairn of red talons here, and we know there's werewolves in this city. We definitely should put the fire under their ass about getting this place shut down. I agree with Buggy. Getting this place shut down. We're only here for a few days, so we're here to get this werewolf out. And I think shutting this place down and destroying the slug, if we put a fire under the werewolf's ass to get things going here, maybe they'll ask us for help and we'll help them. But I don't think it's our job to go to Mother Larissa and say we want people for Cedar Hollow. She'll just laugh in our face and say she's got to deal with Brooklyn.
And it'll be the alphas that would approach Mother Larissa, not us. It'd be a political nightmare.
So I think that if
this is just the fact that this has been allowed to fester is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. So we know there's two groups of werewolves here. Some in the city, some out by the cairn. So if we get them to, obviously Tall Wolf probably hates the guys in the city because they're in the city. The guys in the city hate Tall Wolf for whatever reasons. But we need them to stop beefing and start destroying this place. Austin, what do you think of an infiltration plan? Do you think us going in under the fence or going in a van? What would your idea be?
Okay, so the problem is threefold. As I decided to let you all say your piece and speak everything out in the open. The first issue and our main concern, therefore, is we do not know where they keep our target. As far as we know, they could be anywhere within this facility. And if we're going to narrow it down, it might be in the more high secure area. But again, as from what we can see, there's about 7 buildings. So in order to, if we do infiltrate it, it's going to take us probably a couple of days to try to not get spotted either in the Umbra or in the physical world, and just try to dig out to see where our target is. The second issue is the massive infestation, this blight. If we do decide to interfere and try to cleanse this with the help of the Red Talons and the Garou within the city, we ideally cannot ask people outside Cedar Hall for help, because it's not their responsibility. It's the responsibility of the Karens within Cedar Hall. So if we are going to ask for allies, we can only ask help for the Red Talons and the Garou in the city. We can infiltrate. That is an option. We'll have to do it physically, because I'm not going to risk going into the Umbra, especially with this much blight.
Yeah. Okay, and about tracking the girl down, if you guys are willing to give need a couple of hours by myself, I might be able. What?
Huh? Nothing.
I might be able to narrow down where she is in the facility if I go in myself.
And if you get captured?
I
won't be captured.
I don't like that idea one bit.
It's a lot of risk if you go on your own.
Or then we might wind up with 2 people to rescue.
But like, as long as these guys don't have like people who would see that I'm a werewolf when I'm in human form, I could get anywhere I wanted to in that facility as a human being without using any magic, without using any gifts, without transforming at all.
Okay, and then it's maybe a follow-on for possible infiltration or emergency escape. Who actually has Hair's Leap?
I think it's just you, Miles.
Yeah, I think I got the thing on the top of the table. What do I have on top of the table? Above table, I have cat's feet, so I can land properly, but I just can't jump properly.
Yeah, I've got feet too.
So, okay. We did find vaguely. We did find another clue as where our informant is located at. They're located at Cedar Hollow College. Is that really right? That's where the professor is?
The professor has written the association. So when you're writing a scientific paper or a book and get it published, you need to have some kind of association. And typically, because it's harder to get your paper published in a journal or published through an academic press if you are not associated with an academic institution. So the typical thing, hi everybody, I have a PhD, I've been through this before. So if you want to get published, it's much easier to do it under Professor's University of X than Professor Random Government Facility.
She gives you, credibility.
Indeed, as a researcher. Not saying that it can't be done when you're outside of academia, it definitely can be, but I think you need a little bit more rigor for that. So it's just easier, and it's not uncommon for professors to have consultancy roles within both private and government sectors. So having a double affiliation, having like this professor that we have here, Dr. Rolf Gurman, Center for Psychiatric Studies, might very well have an affiliation with the University of Cedar Hollow as well. That's how he would publish. But then he uses a lot of his sabbaticals and whatnot, and he's not present for many committees, and he obviously doesn't do any classes there.
I'm thinking about it. The idea of letting skitters go in alone to infiltrate is growing on me. And we can all just hang around outside as the crash team, ready to go in and get him if he goes now.
I have my whistle, right? So if you guys wait outside in a van or something that you can crash through, and if you hear the whistle, you come.
I have Spider Song. I can listen to the guards' conversations.
That's true. You can listen to the guards' conversations
and then give. Not that we have cell phones or radios, but
at least you can listen.
I have Mind Speak too. I have Mind Speak as well. I just don't think I can do Mind Speak and Spider Song at the same time.
You could stop if you hear them saying, "Look, there's a random New Yorker." You could stop Spider Song and then Mind Speak to me that I would spot him.
That's a lot of willpower, but I could.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, I've got animal magnetism. So worst comes to the worst, I might be able to talk the way past the guards, but that will be an absolute last oh crap scenario.
Yeah, but if I blow the whistle, if I blow my I've been caught whistle, which is what's it actually called? It's
Mayday?
If you've been caught, we're not going to be able to talk out of the situation.
Yeah, we can try some stuff. I don't know. I thought it was on my thing, on my background. I thought I put it on the spirit whistle in my background or whatever. But I have the spirit whistle from somewhere. Oh yeah, here, my talismans. So I've got this whistle call that you could, if I blow it, you know I'm in trouble, and a second blow will tell you exactly where I am.
That's not a real issue.
If you guys hear the whistle, you know I'm in trouble, so you know to come in and get me.
Okay, if we're doing this, do you want me to sing the Song of Valor? So
no, save that if we're fighting. And besides, I don't want
magic.
Okay,
magic.
so going in solo, to what purpose? What are you
just
to find the prisoner and get them out?
to find the prisoner, to locate the prisoner.
And then you're going to come out and tell us, or and then we're going to go in and get them. So it's two infiltrations then.
Yeah, the second one can be more of a raid.
But still, it's still going in twice. So it's two
different infiltrations.
Two different opportunities for this stuff.
What if?
If you get caught, we're not going to know where you are in the facility.
We will know where he is because of the whistle.
Oh, not
It
even
tells
that.
you exactly where he is. It won't be. It's not a general area thing.
No, it's where the whistle is. What the rules say.
I mean,
exactly where.
There's no need for even the whistle. At the moment that you are in distress, I will know because I have basically a signal on all of you, and if I focus in, I know exactly where you are.
Okay, great.
And also another thing is, your lupus form looks like a pretty scraggy dog, right?
Yeah, but I'm not going to be. I can get through here with some social engineering, with some lockpicking, and with the right clipboard.
Yeah, but I'm saying is, worst case scenario, if you're about to get caught, if you turn into lupus, maybe they think you're just a scraggy dog that got in somehow.
Yeah, about to get caught, he can just turn invisible.
I'll be invisible most of the time. We'll see.
And also, just remember, if this place is as full as Banes as you guys say, that doesn't mean the Banes can't. You could be invisible, but the Banes could still possibly see you.
Yeah, so I'm not going to try magic. I'm just going to try normal stealth.
Yeah.
So, are you sure this is what you want to do?
It seems, No,
let me be more clear. I will not let you go and do this if you're not certain that you will be able to do this.
Oh, I'm certain I'll be able to do it as long as they don't have magical defenses that I don't know about.
Then we're not certain. Then we're not certain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that sounds like you're not completely certain about this, and
I am completely certain, but
you're certain in your skills, but we're not certain into what you're walking into.
Yeah, I'm certain. Okay, there's three things, right? There's the known unknowns, there's the things we know, the things we know we don't know, and there's the things we don't know we don't know. And I'm just worried about the things we don't know we don't know.
With how big of a blight that is, we have to assume that there are fomori there. If they spot you, you're dead.
But I won't be in the Umbra.
But the Banes can see you in the Umbra, which means they can direct their fomori puppets.
The fomori are the people that are on the realm.
Like, I can avoid them through mundane stealth.
But they're fomori. They have magic stuff.
Yeah, but
they have gifts.
Yeah, but as long as they're not actively looking for me, I can just BS my way through them.
But they're gone. Of course, they would be looking for you in the Umbra also, just in case.
I'm not going to be in the Umbra.
Okay, this is the key
question. I'm not talking about you being in the Umbra. I'm talking about being in the Umbra.
When werewolves are fully in the Earth realm, when we're just in the physical world, how much do we show up in the Umbra?
Not at all.
We don't. We don't show up in the Umbra unless we're in the Umbra.
Someone would have to try to look from the Umbra to the real world to see you.
And does that apply for spirits, or can spirits see you?
It's not impossible that spirits can see you from the Umbra, obviously, because some awakened spirits do that. That's how you can commune. That's one way you can commune with spirits if the spirits are reaching out from the other side. But that, of course, requires a fairly low gauntlet, because the spirits are bound by the gauntlet same as you are. And the gauntlet in this place we've discussed before is pretty rock solid.
Does the Gauntlet work differently for different types of spirits?
No, it doesn't.
No, yeah.
The same for all.
Okay.
Yeah, I honestly
They
think
might
that the
have-
Gauntlet is high enough here that if there are spirits, they won't be able to see me from that side. So it'll only be fomori who are human, and thus I can fool in human ways.
Spirits
Alright.
we have among the Hellwalker pack here. Hellwalker spelled Hel walkers because the Nordic hell, right? Hel.
I'm so glad I got that one.
In the Marvel superhero world, they spoke about Hela, which was weird because anyway, yeah, cultural appropriation. That my culture is not your superhero. Okay, occult. We have Buggy has the best occult in the group, I believe, with 2 dots, which gives us 2 when taking half for intelligence occult, which gives us a very, shall we say, hobby expert level of knowledge of things spiritual and occult and so on. She's not a professor of the Umbra because that would require 3 successes and taking half. But she knows more than the local person who digs crystals and has just been introduced to this weird thing called tarot cards. So, in other words, a lot more than me, I would think. I don't know. Anyway. You would know this much. Spirits get an equivalence to gifts. They have powers too. The problem with spirits and their powers is they're a lot more diverse than the gifts that get taught. It's spirits who teach werewolves gifts, right? Every single gift you have is taught by one spirit or another. So obviously spirits have powers. And who knows what kind of powers the Banes So if there are several different theories we could have about what's going on inside here, this could be the fact that it's a federal government-owned place could be a front for Pentex. We don't know. We haven't seen any signs of Pentex yet, but it's not impossible. As contractors, we know that the security guards are a private contract of some kind. Not the private contract that you have met before in New York. It's a different company, but you never know. We haven't done... When you were in the library, you didn't do the research on the contracting companies, if I recall correctly. You had to specify your research, so you only had so much time. You'd have to go back to City Hall and whatnot to continue your research and digging and the paperwork of this place if you wanted more answers about that. But, so that's one possibility. Another possibility is that there is a Black Spiral pack running the show here, in which case we should expect not just a Blight, but which there is, but also a very active involvement between the Black Spirals and the spirits. They probably have, which you would do as Garou around one of your cairns. This might be a Black Spiral cairn for all you know. They would have their spirits patrolling, and their spirits are Banes, of course. So that's going to be an active communication in that case. Or it might be the Umbra might be a spontaneous reflection of what human scientists have been doing here for 50 years or so, in which case the humans inside might be completely oblivious to the effect they've had on the environment here, and the Banes are just doing their own things in response to the human subconscious emotional states, and so on and so forth. All right. So we have a range of anything in between is also possible.
Yeah.
Right. So it sounds to me that the best course of action then, in my personal opinion, is instead of doing this risky infiltration with skitters, which could end very poorly, it might instead just be better to get what help we can from other Garou, attack this place in the Umbra, hope that the prisoner is still alive for the second raid, and then rescue the prisoner.
No.
Why would we attack in the Umbra? The bigger bads are in the Umbra. The people are easy to kill.
Yeah, that could kill us all. I'm not in favor of us attacking. For number one, this gigantic slug bane, that's definitely the concern of the werewolves that live here. Okay, they've left it grow. maybe if they want our help, it's not our job to go around to the Garou here like we're fucking Joan of Arc trying to storm ruin and get them involved in this thing. Maybe we can kick them in the arse and tell them they should do it, but that's the limit of our thing. I'm not going to be begging Tall Wolf to do a job he should actually be doing, right? He probably wouldn't listen to me anyway. He'd probably say, "Oh, you're a dumb human. Blah 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 blah. I'm wise. Red Talon." You know, he'd probably be like that.
I don't feel like talking to them is important enough that we should do it before we continue with any other plans. I feel like.
I think they should know what's going on and what our plan is, so that we actually have some backup if it needed.
Or at the very least, know that we won't have backup if they refuse.
Exactly.
Austin's gonna turn to Buggy and ask, is there any way that we can get help within the wild that we saw earlier? I do not know very much about the wild and the Umbra, so I figured that you would know.
Those wild spirits would be very powerful, but they've had no contact with the balance of the Weaver and the Wyrm, so they're just as chaotic and just as dangerous as the slug would be. We can try.
For chaos' sake.
Yeah. So the slug is pure corruption and destruction. The facility is probably pretty close to pure Weaver. And then that would be pretty much pure wild. And for things to function properly, you need the balance of the three.
It'll be a fool's errand to try to go in there, huh?
Well,
maybe afterwards, I'd love to take a peek.
yeah, like I think we could set off alarms. There's definitely something I know is that there's definitely magic alarms in the Umbra.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
here's the thing.
What?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's definitely magic alarms in the Umbra. Like that thing is an alarm, made manifest or whatever. But there might not be magic alarms on our side, which is why I think I can get in and find her so we know where she is, so we can get her. So we're not looking for her for days.
But, alright then. Do you have a good plan of escape if things go to shit?
Yeah, I'll send me to the Umbra Talisman and go to the cairn.
Wait, you're gonna crush the thing in the middle of a blight?
I'll get out of the blight first, but yeah.
The whole area is blighted. You wouldn't be able to get out of the blight.
My plan is to not get caught, okay? If I do get caught, my plan is to stab a lot of people.
Oh my god.
And then run away very fast.
You shouldn't allow this. This is too dangerous.
Can I sound like the Arun for a moment?
Yeah, you know what? At this point, yes, we need some direction, so go for it.
I'm gonna say we would probably have better luck with 5 Krinos ripping through these human guards and finding what we want to find, and just grabbing the person and getting out.
But isn't that a break of the litany?
It is, yes. That's
no.
Why I did. If we do leave any
that's what the delirium is for, and yeah, these are all working for the Wyrm.
Hopefully they're all humans.
And if there's for more, then the veil's already broken. And we have an actual fight on our hands.
The other side of that scale is that if we go do the same basic idea, massive attack, but do it in the Umbra, then we don't have to deal with humans and bullets at all. And if
we have to deal with Bane, you do remember, like, when we were in Thing and 2 people got killed.
Yeah, Sam Haight had a handful of Banes.
Yeah,
and we saw what happened.
Way more.
The Umbra's not always the answer. We are creatures of the realm as well as creatures of spirit.
Yes, yes.
Anyway, we should probably make our way to the Karn, though, to talk.
Yeah, after all this, we're gonna go.
And then Austin's gonna say, normally I tend to stick to the whole Silver Fang thing, but for a moment, indulge me. If we can get the Red Talon character to help us, or the Garou from the city, we can probably use them as a distraction. and
Yeah.
and deal with our own thing.
Yeah, maybe if they attack the Umbra, we can go into the
Or they
rework
just-
and look.
I was like, not
Or
even
they
in the
do
Umbra.
they do a physical attack on one end of the
Yeah.
the structure.
attacking
and we
them
get- yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it doesn't have to be in the Umbra. They could just physically attack the facility, and we can take advantage of it. That's more of a think of a Shadow Lord, but in this case, not
One
really to it.
pack strikes one leg of the beast, while the other pack strikes at the same time.
Yeah, so
And
like-
imagine if 24 big giant wolves started attacking some fence somewhere. Probably most of the guards would go to check that out because that's not something you see every day.
so let's go to talk to a tall wolf and
Oh,
see.
Mikhail, did we get any answer back when we sent our spirits out to look for the pack that's in this city?
Oh yeah, I forgot we actually did that, didn't we?
You did that, yes. This is true.
I actually forgot about it, to be honest with you.
That's a good point. They've been away for 24 hours now. Let me
I
look
don't like
into
that.
my notes.
I can't believe that we might be going to a freaking Black Spiral hive, supposedly.
That's the name. Hive. Yes. I knew there was
Yes.
another word.
Yes, it's a hive.
Yeah, I love the Black Spiral hives, specifically the one in Appalachia and Chernobyl. I love those two.
Chernobyl was just too obvious to not make a hive, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was
there's
Appalachia. That was the most obvious shit in the universe for a hive.
and then there's one in the South America in the rainforest as well.
Rage Across the Amazon is a supplement that exists, and
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yep.
It came out after Rage Across New York. Yeah, that was
I
the
did not
second
know
Rage
that.
Across that came out, and it's set, spoiler, after under a blood red moon. So, if we want to continue with this pack afterwards, I know where they're gonna go. Do you?
I do have one.
Running Portuguese, son.
I have a one above table question though, about the time period. Is this before or after the whole curtain thing in Russia? Out of curiosity.
Before, after the what thing in Russia?
I forget what it's called, but
Iron
I think
Curtain?
Baba Yaga. Yeah, the Iron Curtain. Yes.
Oh, this is
That
after.
work-
This is after the Iron Curtain. So the Soviet Union has officially collapsed. That happened
Okay.
here.
Okay.
That's what they
Yeah.
want you to think.
That's what they
Right.
wanted exactly. So yes, in the canonical World of Darkness world, Baba Yaga woke up and go, "Oh, you think you run this place?" That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. And then ate the Bruja Council.
Actually,
One other thing that may be relevant for this is how fast do Banes actually move? Because every time we faced Banes before, we've charged at them and then just stood and fought it out. If we had Banes after us, could we outpace them?
depends on what type of bane, I suppose.
Yeah.
Depends on the bane, yeah.
Because a slug bane might be slow, but a fucking hummingbird bane might be fast. I need to get all of you phones. The bricky phones.
Yeah, brick phone. But I will warn you that brick phones, they're gonna work in Cedar Hollow, not so much in the hills because it's 1992.
Do they still have the prohibition that only Glass Walkers can carry technology like that?
Oh yeah.
Like when it comes to renown?
Nope.
Oh,
Okay, because I
good.
know that used to be on the renown list, that you'd lose honor if you were carrying technology and you weren't a Glass Walker.
Not
I
in the
forgot
20th
about that.
anniversary edition, I don't think.
Huh.
I don't know, yeah. I just remember we used to be very clear we were not carrying any technology.
We carry sticks and stones.
Is
Yeah,
this meeting
claws and
happening at your motel room?
What was there?
Is this meeting happening at your motel room?
Yes,
your,
yes,
your
it's happening
in our-
meeting with everything. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a little bit quieter and
Yeah.
a little private.
There is going to be a knock on the door.
Fuck.
Jake will quickly transform into Lupus because that's the cover.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Shit, I keep forgetting. It's okay. I was just gonna open the door since he's kind of quote unquote the face of the other group for the moment. So he's gonna open the door and glance.
Oh, you're gonna see this dude.
We found our contact.
Oh,
Funny.
he's
Hopefully.
he looks. There is a kinship between Skitters and this guy. Both are wearing hoodies.
Racial profiling.
Both are wearing torn up clothes. Unlike Skitters, this guy smells. You can feel it 10 yards away. Just a smell of wet cement and diesel fumes. And he's got a smoke in the corner of his mouth, and he's looking at you and whoa, there's a whole bunch of you here, ain't there? And in through the door, as he has knocked on it, runs Scratch in its normal ratty form on this plane of existence. I appreciate you sending out your friend and all. Mind if I join you?
Go right ahead.
He just opens the door a little wider for him to enter.
Yeah. Anybody? He has a bit of an old backpack on his back, which is just as tattered as the rest of him. Here, I just figured you might want some, and he just tosses out some. It's not McDonald's food. This is not big brand franchise food. This is your local barbecue fast food joint, probably called something like Pine Burgers or something, or I'm pining for burgers or something like that.
Pining for
Joey's
burgers.
barbecue stand.
Yeah, I'm pining for burgers. That's what we're calling it, because they had to make a pine-related joke. And he just tosses a burger out to each of you. He's looking around in the room. You will notice that he's observing the windows, and he's gonna stay close to the door. Yeah, name's Moth. Who are you
True
guys?
strike.
Austin.
In that case, I guess you could call me Marv. Moths is what I'm called by
Others?
others, yeah.
If I'm going by that moniker, then I'm Heart of Ice.
Hardy Rice. Cool. Yeah.
These are my companions. Stormspeaker. And he points at, as he's mentioning everyone, Skitters, runs to fire, and that one over there is True Strike. Now then.
Wow. Thank
you for answering our call, I guess.
Yeah, no problem. You won't mind too much if the rest of my folks are coming this way too.
That's fine.
Kind of made a
We're
phone
looking
call
for
before
your
I
group.
stepped in here just in case.
Yeah, we were looking for your group, actually.
Ah, so good then, ain't it? Have yourselves a bite. We're the hosts, aren't we? You're the guests, so it's just right that I should offer you something.
I'm gonna break off a piece of my burger and give it to Frank.
Scarf down her burger while she listens.
What brought you all here? There's a whole bunch of you, ain't it?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. We were 10 here. We are looking for someone.
Oh, well,
Unfortunately, that someone is somewhere that's hard to reach. So we need
The nearby lab, the one infested with Banes.
Oh yeah, I know about it. Of course I know about it. Yeah, Moths is my name, as I mentioned. I'm the Gnawer Theurge. Yeah, we have another Theurge too. We can get along famously with him. Silver Fang. Yeah, great. Wait a minute. Heart of Ice. You guys the Hellwalkers?
Yep.
Yes.
Holy
Glad you catch up
shit,
quickly.
man. Wow. Huh. I should have brushed my hair before I got over here. And he's gonna do a thing where he just takes his hand and just licks his hand and try to lick his hair into some kind of shape, which just makes it even more gross. And then the same hand he just licked, he just reaches out to Austin to shake your hand.
He's gonna shake it back. Like it's no big deal. He's just gonna shake it back. Yeah. Nice to meet you, Moss.
Oh,
So
honor is all mine, sir. Honor is all mine. We have celebrities here today, don't we? That's pretty cool. You're looking for someone, and the someone is in the Blight? How did the someone end up in the Blight? Maybe,
they're not in
maybe
the Blight,
I should...
Exactly. They're in the lab somewhere.
Yeah,
Right.
psychiatrics department, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess. I get it. Okay, yeah. I don't, but I do. It's complicated. We've been watching that place. Yeah, we're gonna...
We only got really a small look at the place, and we're
Yeah,
just
we
wondering if your group has any more information that we don't know.
Yeah.
We live here. We sure should, right?
Well, you
Exactly.
definitely
Well,
should. But do you?
Well, terribly sorry, sir, for stepping in your... If you want me to leave, I can do that.
No, please, we need your help. Okay.
I'm sorry. He's always like this.
No, I'm not always like anything. I react to each situation as I see it. And what I'm seeing now, what I saw out there at the lab when I was scoping it out, was the biggest dereliction of duty since I don't know, since the first werewolf ever came to exist. I don't know. Like, how could you guys have left to get to this level of craziness? Have you seen what that place is like there? It is... If the Wyrm is there personally, is it a black spiral? Have you seen black spiral dancers? Have you seen, like, fomori? There should be fomori. Are there fomori walking through the town?
Right.
Like, what the fuck is going on in this place? Are you guys just here vacationing? Or what, like?
He's just kind of looking at you with a slightly slow blinking as you're going on at him, and he's like, oh, I'm terribly sorry. We're just a humble pack out in the boonies, and we don't know our ass from our elbows, so I'll just let you do your thing, and I'll talk to the rest. Just so we don't get in your way, your worships.
Wait,
you clearly
wait.
know this shit
This
much
is-
better than I could ever do.
Wait,
And
are you-
I'm
out of your ass?
Are you like actually a werewolf? You're a bonar, right?
my dude? Sir,
You've
sir,
sworn to fight the enemies of Gaia, etc., etc.
What?
sir. Since
Buggy
we're
starts staring really hard at the Philodox.
Since we're clearly not doing our duty here and have no clue about shit, I'll just let you guys do your thing.
Wait, you don't
Enough.
get to do that. You
Enough.
have
Stop.
to do your actual
Stop.
job. What the
Hey.
fuck?
Stop. Calm down.
He's just gonna... Yeah,
Moth,
he's
wait.
leaving at this stage. He's just...
Moth.
Yeah, I'm out. He just left.
What the fuck is that, Skitters? Jesus H. Christ.
Did you get it all out of your system?
No, I'm gonna kick this guy's ass.
Stone Speaker will roll off the bed and go after Moths.
And how's that gonna help us, getters? Surely.
I don't know. We're in a violent
I'm pissed
space.
off too, but-
Respect your elders' culture.
Yeah, no, he has complete respect for you. He complete...
We have
Skitters,
no
let's go.
idea what
Insight,
his
please.
rank was. You could have been disrespecting an Arden for all you know.
Regardless of what his rank was, you went in half-cocked without even having all the information.
I was
Yeah.
I literally asked him what was going on, and he was like,
And then you didn't let him explain. You just kept talking.
He would,
he kept on
judging
were you
by
listening to what he was saying?
judging
He
by
was
glyphs and
don't know.
tattoos, he is just below Skitters in rank. When you count all the Moths, not I think, and the one dot that it make no, he had more wisdom than Skitters, but less glory and less honor. So yeah, Storm Speaker, you're going out after Moths, and clearly you're gonna catch up to him outside the motel. He hasn't gone very far. He is by a phone booth, and he's hanging around there and just drinking something from it's. You don't know what it is. It's a thermos. That's what it is.
Stormsby will walk up to him and say, "Sorry about Skitters. He's always like that. He picks fights with everybody, including elders."
He's actually lying down on the ground as if his ear is to the ground there. And difficulty to do. Well, that's not too much. Let's go with that. He's gonna look up at you as you're coming there. Let's go with that. Boom. Would that work? Yeah, it would. Good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah, well, I get frustration. I'll tell you that much. I'll get frustration. He says he's lying on there on the ground, like he's put almost the backpack is his pillow, except his head is actually on the asphalt, on the pavement. I get frustration with this place. I think Miles needs to do some work here and charm the guy, because right now he is not very friendly inclined towards all of you. But you have 4 when taking half for charisma and persuasion, and I think that might be enough to win him over. Yeah, that is going to be enough to win him over. He's going to be like, you do have a nicer mouth on you than that fella Skitters in Shadows. Let's see now, Hellwalkers, you're, I don't get, are you from a city or from, like, because I hear about you guys in New York and in Wyoming and all over the place.
Yeah, we get sent around.
Yeah, life can be like that, can't it? Sent around.
As you say, this is your town. Even if you've never been in the lab, by the sound of what that slug sounds like, I wouldn't blame you. People who work there, like, how many of them are bane-ridden? Does it seem like they're being infested by it? Are they part of it? What do you know about the staff of the lab?
The staff, there's layers, man. There's always layers, man. I don't think most of the staff would blink twice when they saw me, which is sometimes a blessing. But the janitorial staff, those are my connections. Those are the folks that are overlooked by the others. You get it, right? Yeah. And sure, we have some connects with them, absolutely. And Skitters is right. It's a bad place. It's horrendous. And if we... Unfortunately, this ain't New York, man. This ain't the big city. We just don't have that many of us around here. And the Red Talons up in the hills, they're sure no help. They don't give a fuck about anything that's not happening in the hills. I'm not saying I'm holding it against them, though they could chill out a little bit with their, weak city Garou shit, because let's face it, it's life on the streets ain't easy either. They get to hunt their own food, and I hunt my own food in my own way. It's just not deer, you get what I'm meaning? But yeah, it's kind of hard for us to talk to the Red Talons up in the hills because they don't like us that much. They're just completely preoccupied with dealing with the loggers. There's a bunch of logging industry up there, and let's face it, they're not wrong. That shit is clear cutting a bunch of very old growth forest, and as much as Greenpeace and the others, like we have some folks here in town, or passing out flyers and trying to rally people and blah blah blah. But it's a big business around here. You have two big primary employers around here. One is NNL, the other is the logging industry. To convince folks here that they gotta stop logging, what? How are they gonna feed their families? And that's closest to home for most folks around here. They don't know shit about the Wyrm and anything like that. But yeah, so the Red Talons, they ain't coming down from those hills because they're busy sabotaging the big logging machines. And all we can do is basically patrol around the Blight and keep it contained. It's a wound, all right, but at least none of the Banes coming from there ever reached the city. Oh, here comes one of my packmates right now. Who is it this time? Who knows? It's gonna be... Oh, I see. This here lady. Why do they all have red rims? That's not...
I was about to say.
Yeah, this lady is driving up to this motel in a decent enough car. What? Medium level Toyota Camry, something like that. And she gets out of the car. She's dressed in business casual, if you will. And she's very quickly gonna spot Moths and Miles, of course. And she's just gonna walk right up to you guys. And she's gonna look at you, Miles, and go, "You are the newcomer Moths was talking about."
Miles will introduce himself and shake hands and say Moths was just filling me in on what's going on at the lab.
Yeah, Synth. You can call me Blue Ledger if you like. Glass Walker Philodox. Yeah, the lab. How come you know about the lab?
We got sent to rescue a prisoner held there. We think it's one of us.
Oh shit, she says. How the fuck did that happen?
The details are still hazy, but Moth, you were saying you actually know people on the inside, janitorial staff. You actually know, you can find out about what's going on in there. Maybe even where the prisoner is.
Not impossible. She leans back a little bit and looks towards Moths. First time we ever hear about a prisoner in there. And it's one of us, you say. They've actually captured one of us and put them in the...
No, we can't confirm who it is. It could be one of us, it could be somebody else with similar abilities, but we need to get them out first and find out.
Yeah, no, I get that. Okay.
And you see the size of the place. It's like every Bane in the Northwest is in there having a party. We can't just do a full frontal assault. We need to narrow it down, figure out where the prisoner is, so we can be more surgical. Get them out and then maybe come back and deal with the whole rest of the festering nightmare later.
She's looking at you a moment. So you decided to go there first before you talk to us. Okay.
We didn't know who you were, and we didn't know how much time was of the essence at the lab, and we wanted to get a look at it. We've been careful. We haven't tripped anything there. As far as we know, there's no alert. They don't know we're here. One thing my colleagues were particularly worried about. Have you any inclination that there may be black spirals there?
No. I'm pretty sure we would have known. We have two Theurge in our pack, she says. And while Moths might not be the lead on talking to the spirits, our Silver Fang certainly does, and there's no indication of that. No, we think it's spawned by a reflection of what people are doing in there, not a hive. There are spiritual threats. We patrol the area around that Blight on a regular basis. In fact, tonight we have to shift because we can't everybody be there all the time. But a couple of our pack are out there right now doing the patrolling to make sure that nobody gets out of there. Where are we standing outside the motel and not inside your room or something? She's asking.
And somebody goes say, one of our pack has a habit of in a fight with nearly everybody he meets. Hopefully he's calmed down by now. We can go back in and you can meet everybody else.
As we're talking about that, we're gonna meet...
I'm guessing, unless Skitter says unless Chan says otherwise, the argument has died down.
You're gonna be introduced to another person in a very nice car. This one is actually a Merc. Definitely. He's driving a Mercedes, the man is.
Alright,
Also,
he looks like, I'm not sure how to describe it. He looks like he's a Danish guy who's really into Copenhagen politics.
That
Very
is
specific thing.
Yeah, very specific. We love the level of specificity here.
That's the vibe he's giving me. He's really invested in the politics of his city.
He
That
is
being
the
Copenhagen.
Silver Fang, at the very least, yeah. But yeah, the three of them
Since
will...
you came up with that particular definition, have you ever seen that Danish TV series Borgen?
No, I don't watch
I've seen a part of it. I saw some of it, and then I got tired of it after, because it was too much angst. They overdone it for me.
Oh yeah, actually now that you said that, they just did totally overdo the domestic strife.
Yeah, and I think I tuned out of it when I found that one of the supporting characters, of course, had been the victim of pedophilia in his youth. Yeah, okay. You have to sneak that in too. You can't not have sexual trauma involved in this, of course. It's a Nordic show, and we have to do all the cliches one by one.
It sounds to me like a lot of Nordic television is just a big problem is just like shock for shock's sake.
Yeah, let's just say that Nordic dramatic storytelling was shaped by Ingmar Bergman, and before that, of course, August Strindberg. And August Strindberg directly influenced Edward Albee. So, go figure. That's what you have. The difference is, Strindberg and Bergman actually did it well, and everybody else, all the copycats, just turned it up to a cliche and made it into a trope, which was sad. Anyway, this gentleman, he's dressed in a very nice fitting coat, a very nice scarf, of course. He has gloves on his hands, which he will remove when he's shaking Miles's hand. He introduces himself as Ashen Crown. And the three of them will come back into the room because the other two of this pack are out on patrol tonight. So, yeah, they come back into the room. What are we doing as they are entering?
As soon as they enter, Austin's going to speak up and say, I see that Stormspeaker managed to convince you to come and meet us. Good.
Jake will just say, Skitters, let's hear them out first before you go on another tirade. Interrupt them. And
I did let him say, and he said, "Oh, I'm too incompetent to help." That's what he said.
Okay, bite him.
No, don't say I'm a liar. Isn't that what he said? He said that.
True strike.
Okay. He said I'm too incompetent to help. So don't say I didn't leave him say anything. He literally said I'm too incompetent to help. Those were his exact words. No, I didn't put those words in his mouth. I didn't tell him to say he was too incompetent to help.
And
did I? Did I, Jake? Did I?
He's gonna look
yes or no? I'm talking to
I
Jake
saw a
here.
bad guy in a cartoon do this. They just talked forever.
Got you there.
Blue Ledger is just gonna look towards the other two in her pack, and you just hear her sigh a little bit, huh?
Our reputation just took a plummet.
Good thing.
Oh, we'll never recover from this one.
Yeah, and
Stormspeaker will say there's also another two members of the pack who are out patrolling around the lab, keeping it contained. We'll look at Skidders as he says it. And then we'll also, good news though, as far as anybody can, as we're actually pretty certain about, no black spirals.
That's good.
There's at least one piece of good news for the day.
Oh, that's one less thing to
This
worry
is
about.
true, nods the Silver Fang. No black spirals. Plenty of banes, plenty of very bad spirits.
Yeah, and
What
Jake,
about
since
tomorrow?
since he didn't hear the whole thing about right earlier, they went on the logging. We'll basically just ask real quick. So why haven't the Red Talons and you dealt with it? Just wondering.
Dealt with it, says Blue Ledger. You can tell by her markings that she has, I think, more honor than any of you, actually. Let's see. Heart of Ice. Yeah, about equal as Heart of Ice. Yeah. True Strike is not specialized in honor, is he? No. So, the same amount of honor as Heart of Ice, but she has very little glory and about the same amount of wisdom as Skidders. This place, this Blight, is our inheritance, she says. They will introduce themselves if you didn't hear before. She's the Glass Walker Philodox, and he is a Silver Fang Theurge. He's the one who speaks with the spirits the most. This is our inheritance. This started way before any of us was born, and our elders have passed it down to us, and you're looking at it. We are it. We are the pack here. Two of our members, the younger ones, are out observing the Blight tonight. They will send word if there is need to do anything tonight or today. But we keep a constant watch on both the Wilding and the Blight. If anything is escaping towards the hills, that's the Red Talons area. That's for them to deal with. But the Red Talons hate the city. As much as I would like to have understanding for their situation with the logging, I think, much like yourselves, that we should have joined forces and dealt with this. But they refuse to come out of the hills. They see the plains and they see it as not their problem. They guard the forest. That is their remit as far as they're concerned. And let's face it, there isn't just a whole lot of us, even between our pack and theirs. You just increased the size of the Garou population in this region by about 50% by being here. Also, by the way, honored to meet you all. Hellwalkers, I've heard a lot about you. Big fan of what you're doing.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I heard you were the questing pack with a place called Valkenburg Foundation? Is that true?
Yeah, that's who sent us.
Huh. So that would mean that this person that was taken by the lab is
Lost one.
a lost one.
Most likely.
Most likely.
That's what you
Most
suspect,
likely.
at least. Okay, that makes sense. We'd love to help you, absolutely, and we will do as much as we can to help you, if you allow us to. Some of you probably have a little bit of seniority. Let's see now, how much renown we have here. Yeah, True Strike, you are probably the most renowned person in the room, with your 10 dots of renown in total.
Yeah, I just took a check of my sheet again. Yeah, I do have quite a bit of.
That's not right. Miles is the most senior because he has 13 dots of renown.
What the fuck, Miles?
All bow to Miles.
Wait, Miles, you look at your sheet. How many points do you have in each renown thing? I need to know now.
I need to know.
Yeah, he has 5 wisdom, 5 glory.
Holy shit!
Even more than you? Wow, that's depressing, isn't it?
Yep.
5 wisdom, 5 glory, 3 honor.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he outranks you.
Around everyone here.
Yeah.
I don't know
Holy
why Miles isn't, but yeah. Anyway, So, yeah, the other three here will definitely defer to Miles, because he's picking dynamite, isn't he?
Miles is leaning up against the wall at the moment, and we'll ask him, say, since you've been poking around the edge of the lab for so long, there are some other questions we were wondering about. Say, are there any full bonded fomori in there that you know about?
No, we don't think so. We've done, she's gonna actually bring out her briefcase and open it on the table. There's a reason why they call me Blue Ledger, and she's bringing out, in fact, a bunch of ledgers that are blue. They're her favorite ledgers. And she's gonna go through them. So, yes, we have some lists of the staff there. What we could find out, since I am not a Theurge, and my friends here are there, we don't quite have the hand with Weaver spirits that a Glass Walker Theurge might have. But
He pops her head up.
Moth's here. He is the one who really talks the most to the spirits, but he doesn't tend to speak to archival spirits and whatnot. But there is a reason. In my day-to-day job, I am an attorney, and I try to help the locals when City Hall or corporate overstep the boundaries of... So that's how I try to help out here, with keeping a check on bad things. So yeah, I've tried to track various staff members as well as I can. We have done, and we have research stretching back for a good long while on this place, because our forefathers before us, the elders, they, unfortunately, our last elder passed away just last year. It was very sad. Had been in this since the 40s. But I digress. The point is, this is a facility that has gone through all sorts of permutations and ownerships. We know that it started as a Department of War facility. It was officially not. It was contracted, Corman Incorporated, and it was a uranium refining plant at that time. That was producing a lot of plutonium for... During some time in the 50s, you know, the atomic age, they talked about how this place would be key to building our safe nuclear future, right? I'm not sure that this place, because it's always had a strong defense component to it, and it started in World War II, has always been associated with a peaceful use of nuclear power. I wouldn't be surprised if some of our nuke warheads come from this place, the plutonium and whatnot, but we don't have proof because those particular files haven't been accessible for obvious reasons. But the Atomic Energy Commission has been in charge of this site, and in the mid-50s it became the Northwest National Laboratory. And that's when they started with multidisciplinary research. The Department of Energy is now in charge of the research at the site. We know, we strongly suspect that there is in fact a nuclear power plant in there, which I think is where the Banes are coming from. Though I don't think that nuclear power necessarily has to be associated with Banes. Lots of energy, certainly, but it doesn't power the town. I think it's an experimental reactor.
Okay, so since all the Banes and stuff aren't deliberately summoned and are a passive side effect of what's going on in the lab, since you've been around the lab so much, have you ever seen something happen in the Umbra tripped a physical real-world alarm in the lab? Have you ever seen a connection running in that direction?
Blue Ledger is gonna look over to Moths, and Moth is gonna go, nah, can't say I have, but given the Banes guarding the site, we haven't really wanted to get too close to it. As long as the Banes are on the site and they're not spreading to town, and every once in a while, says Moths and slurps a little bit on his Slurpee, every once in a while you'll get some guy in there who is in fact infected by a Bane. We take them out, we cleanse them immediately, of course, the moment they leave the site and they're coming towards the city, we mark them, we go to their place, we deal with it, we purify it. We rite of abjuration the suckers, the Bane. We destroy it in the Umbra when we can. As far as the city goes, I think that's one of the reasons why this place is not run by a bunch of fomori. We've kept the staff. The staff don't live in there, as far as I know. I don't know that they have any residences in there. We've mapped it as well as we can, which apparently, you can judge our work for yourself, says Moths, and shoots.
Well,
okay, so the staff are pretty much, at least in spiritual sense, innocent humans, even if they are doing some extremely shady stuff in there. So we can't really justify a full frontal assault, blood everywhere, kill everything kind of thing.
No, says Blue Ledger, and yeah, I would not recommend that. There are too many innocent people in there. I think what we're dealing with is mostly, so the researchers, we looked at them too, because quite a few of them, let's see now, we have Dr. what's his name? Dr. Hergman, we have a couple of other doctors as well. They're all associated with UCH, University of Cedar Hollow. That was a very important translation of an acronym, right? Because nobody could guess what UC meant.
God damn, it's some good coffee.
What? Yeah, okay.
I was drinking coffee. Is that a crime? Is it a crime?
It is now! Anyway, Dr. Catford, Dr. Edwards, and then we have, what's her name? The compliance engineer. Yeah, she's also associated with UCH. And we check them regularly. Moths is shadowing them. They have no idea. Checking them in the Umbra for Bane infestation. I think it's happened in the past, hasn't it, that one or two of them have been ridden by a Bane, and then we've cleared that out. But yeah, we don't want to kill innocent people, obviously. So that is how we are stuck. We know full well that this Blight should not exist. We can't not act on this place, but we also don't have the forces to act on this place because it's just us. And if we charge in, there's not going to be anyone left to guard Cedar Hollow from infection.
You've looked at this Blight for a while. Do you think that with you, the Red Talons, and us doing a joint operation, we could cleanse the Blight?
She's looking down a moment. I would like to say that we could, she says, but I fear it's going to be very difficult. We all know our rites of abjuration, right?
Yeah.
Cleansing out a place. That's not the problem. The problem is that the feds are running this place. So, if we manage to get in there, we would have to destroy the Blight in the Umbra without affecting any of the humans, right? I don't think that's impossible to do. I just think it's hard to do.
It pretty much excludes the Red Talons, because can we seriously expect them to not hurt a single human doing it?
That is one of the problems, isn't it? The Red Talons wouldn't care. They will just, as long as we are in the Umbra, they will attack Banes, obviously. The thing is, there is a very large and significant spirit in there, which we might be able to use. We haven't tried so far because, frankly, are any of you good with computers?
Used to have one.
Okay.
I have science and technology one. I know that much.
Okay.
But I don't think I have computers.
Speaker, you're pretty decent with technologies, computers and whatnot.
Yeah, mainly music and radio electronics, but I can get by with computers in general.
Radios, computers, what's the difference?
Pretty sure it's a big difference.
Out of character, I said that because True Strike is like fucking poor.
Yep.
Yeah, he wouldn't know the difference with his 0 tech.
Yeah, I have Tech 1. They don't have computer skills anymore, I see. Okay.
They obviously have a very strong computer sector there because they need it for the research. That's not all they have, though. Since they have nuclear reactor on site, that has attracted some spirits in there. And that...
Weaver?
There are Weaver spirits, absolutely. There. I don't know how the Weaver spirits and the Wyrm spirits get along, if you will. I think the Weaver spirits are doing... Moth, you should give your take on that. But my take is... Why am I talking... Moths. Why don't you tell them about what you know about these things? He says, if you'll allow me, it's complicated, let's just say. There's definitely a bunch of Weaver spirits in there. Weaver ants are all over the place. They are repairing all the things that Wyrm Banes might tear up as they're doing bad shit in there. There are electricity elementals, certainly within the hedge, so if you try to tear through the hedge in the Umbra, you're going to have to fight them. There's the Gate Tower Banes. I'm sure you've noticed them, right?
Yeah.
There is a waste dump just off the property, which is definitely a place where Banes will spawn as well. We take them out as often as we can. There is... I know this much, because some of my little friends on the other side... I love Scratch Scratch, by the way. He's awesome. I
know he is.
What was that?
I said, I know he is, isn't he?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Now, I've made an acquaintance with a couple of roach spirits, and they went inside there, and apparently there is a large atomic spirit in there. A very large atomic spirit. I'm not sure we want to poke that spirit too much. Don't know what happens if we... I think if we manage to banish it, maybe the reactor will shut down. If we release it in the wrong way, shit go really south. Like
explode
kaboom.
south?
Yeah. We talk about kaboom. I don't know enough science stuff to know about what that would be, but I would not like to have a mushroom cloud over the city, right? Yeah. There are other... I don't know what other kinds of spirits are inside the actual compound, because let's face it, I haven't been inside. But yeah, there are also, let's see, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, and the waste dump. Yeah, I told you about the waste dump. That's about a place. Yeah, I think that's about it, really. Should be able to hack into the place, but that requires computer skills that I ain't got. But we know that there's been at least one death inside NNL recently, and Blue Ledger will finish the whole spiel off with also, yes, the logging company Pacific Timber, it's working with the feds to infiltrate the local green associations, Greenpeace, others, yeah, we're trying to help those local greens and keep the feds out of the greens, because I think what the feds are fearing is eco-terrorism, and if we play our cards wrong with this, eco-terrorism is going to come down, and then we'll have, within 24 hours, everything the feds can muster. That will bring a lot of heat on us. So we need to do this without alerting the human authorities, without harming any innocent humans inside the compound, and without having the atomic spirit inside go boom.
Not too complicated, right?
You also say you work. You're a lawyer. You work with a lot of these organizations.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
If we were, while we were in there, if we were to lift some documents and samples that would cause an extreme scandal about this place, would that be a good thing, or would that cause more problems than it's worth?
That depends, she says, and smiles a little bit. Being a lawyer, she's gonna bring out some of... She doesn't have the entire legal records here because, let's face it, the entire book of laws is... It's a library in itself, right? But what you're talking about now is... probably would be classified under the Espionage Act. So, leaking documents from inside, because this has to do with the Department of Defense... you would probably end up in a federal penitentiary accused of espionage, essentially. So, leaking things from inside...
mailed them to you?
What was that? Yeah, something like that would have to be done. It would have to be done so that the journalist publishing it cannot be accused of espionage. So they can publish it and say that they have an unknown source. Something like that. But yeah, this place is under a lot of scrutiny. I'm not saying we can't get in there. I'm not saying that it's completely that you came all this way for nothing, because I want to get that lost one out just as much as you guys, and we'd be honored to help you. But just so you know what we're up against. And she sits down and takes a breath. Anybody got some coffee?
Okay, I have a suggestion. Knowing what we now know, we still have a couple of things that we really need to fill in finally. We need to know where the prisoner is within the complex. That's one thing. And as much as we possibly can about the nuclear spirit and the computer spirit as well. This is just sounding more and more like this needs to be a mass-scale, clean sweep umbral assault. Just clear it through in one go, get the prisoner out all at once. So what I'm suggesting we do is, you'll stay here another day, do as much research, recon as possible to just narrow down every possible remaining detail about the site. I'll go back to the moon bridge, go to every cairn we've been to where we have friends, rustle up as big an army of shock troopers as possible, bring them back here, and we do the deed. Depending on how many people I can bring back with me, that'll determine the final plan.
By the way, one thing I want to mention is, regardless of how much backup we can bring, I want to also perform rites, and since this is definitely going to be a fight, be as angry as possible.
Buggy's going to give Austin a look and say very carefully and slowly, "You promised one day. You've had one day. Lost one is in a hard den. Your day is up."
That it is, Buggy. That it is.
And, however, the information we have now has changed.
Then don't make promises. Then don't make promises.
Yeah, he shouldn't have made the promise, but it's better that we have more time to prepare than all of us.
Again, what is our objective? What is our goal here? It's not to cleanse this place. Yes, we can help. We can bring help. We can inform people to help this pack, but that's not our objective. And sending all the Garou that we know and are willing to help us into a glorious death might be wonderful for them in the afterlife, but all it's going to do is get a bunch of Garou killed. And then we're weaker in the long run.
Regardless, we still need to perform the rite of rage, because I'm not doing this.
Yes.
And also,
how do you come by the knowledge of this lost one? Says Blue Ledger.
Valkenburg got a letter from a doctor, I believe, working in the facility, something like that.
Basically, he got it from someone who works inside the facility.
So you're telling her the name of the doctor?
Yes, we just forgot what the name of the doctor is.
Yeah, the name of the doctor is I forget it too.
Dr. What's his face? Sure.
Dr. Hergman.
Whatever.
Dr. Hergman. For some reason, I think Dr. Hertzman, but it's Dr. Hergman. All right, the Center of Psychiatric Studies. Okay, we should be able to find out where that is. In fact, I know this place allows... Visitors are allowed, she says. It's possible that as an attorney, and together with my friend here, Mr. Sinclair, that's his... Yeah. We have some recognition in the local community here, and we might be able to get access to... Unfortunately, none of us have medical credentials. If we could create medical credentials, we could at least maybe get visiting rights with this person, or at least visit the Center for Psychiatric Study, because they take in visitors regularly. We don't know exactly who these people are because we don't have access to their internal logbooks of guests. But when we can, we take pictures of their guests, we search them up and so on and so forth to identify the guests, to see if they're bringing any worm taint with them outside when they leave. Usually they don't. But if others can get visiting rights in there, surely we can do it too. I'm not terribly in love with the idea of storming this place with all Garou at once, because I feel like, I know it's a wound, I know we need to deal with it, and so on, but I would like to do this. I don't think we need a sledgehammer for this place. I think we need a scalpel, because...
I've just thought as well, since we've established that Blight is passive relative to human interaction, and any umbral activity won't trip an alarm in the real world. That means peeling the onion could be back on the options list.
Yeah, but won't that too... Like...
I think peeling the onion, that isn't our objective. I do think we should...
We came here to get the lost one, and maybe after we get the lost one, we can try to destroy this Blight. But our priority should be to try to get in. Maybe we can get in quietly, maybe we can do some sort of infiltration, but get in and get that poor lost one out as soon as possible. And
I have an idea.
We know, like...
Wait, what's your idea, Runs the Fire?
We may not need to be doctors. And she'll point to Austin. He looks important. He could be looking for a place to put somebody for help, to add to the lost one. He could say he's got a sister, and she'll raise her hand up, who needs help, and he's looking for a place to put her.
Let me ask you this, Buggy. Are you willing to risk yourself for that?
I'm not saying I'm going to be there and you're going to put me in, but I'm just saying that's the reason why you need a tour. So that you can see what they do to help problem people.
Have you told this pact, they call themselves the Riverstone Compact, have you told them about the letter that Valkenburg received?
We will mention that the person who sent us so far.
Yeah, because then let me have a look here.
Honestly, Jake will object to that and say, the doctor that we got the letter from, why don't we try and find him? He might...
He could get us in.
Exactly.
This is the kind of person you need for this mission, isn't it? Isn't it great that you met Cynthia Ward, the Philodox investigator Glass Walker, who complements your pack so terribly well? 5 successes on some investigation intelligence right there for you.
That we can never achieve, apparently. Not anymore.
You say here, if I may, you say that Dr. Valkenburg received a letter to one of her kin, received a letter from the Center for Psychiatric Studies, Dr. Hergman. Which means that Dr. Hergman has reached outside the NNL for help with this particular case. which also means that we now have a paper trail showing that this case is not part of the usual level of security for this place and the usual level of secrecy, let's say. I don't think that letter would have been sent if the security for this study was labeled top secret or better. Because you wouldn't be allowed to send a letter like that to someone without top secret clearance if there was top secret clearance involved.
Even if it was behind the Fed's back, they wouldn't be able to send the letter.
If you're sending it behind the Fed's back and you're signing it Northwest National Laboratory, you're taking a huge risk of being inside a federal penitentiary for the rest of your life. So I don't think I would have signed it with my own name if I was doing it behind their back as a whistleblower. So that's my take on it, but there's my worry. There's my worry. We might just use the uni here as the best official cover. We could talk about how this letter, how this case come to the attention of us, how we have been referred by whomever was the recipient of that letter. My friend Sinclair here could be a grant collaborator. I could be a compliance ethics liaison. It's requested access as part of research oversight, joint ethics review, as it were. Something like that. Risk management, legal insurance route, lawyers and insurers, and so on and so forth.
Those sound like they take time.
That's fair. We would need to get the credentials right. We would need to work on the paper to make sure that we can put up a proper cover.
Like, best case scenario, if we need something like 3 months, and we'd have a crew that all knew their jobs and they'd infiltrate slowly, and we know all the locks, and we'd get a proper plan of the place, and we just go in and out. But we don't. Every day we wait is a day they're doing stuff that poor last one. So I think we need it. We can make it look like a break-in, and if she's in there legally, there's no way they can chase her legally. So if we can make it look like a break-in, make it look like she escaped, or break out even, make it look like she escaped, and she's a missing person, yada yada yada. But we've taken her down the moon bridge to Colorado. They're looking for her here in Seattle, and she's safe in Valkenburg. And it just looks like she broke out.
If we're doing that, though,
can't you have pretend papers? Can't you just write something on a paper? Or aren't there places where they'll write something on a paper with the machines for you, and you can just say, here, look, this is me. Why does it need to take long to get all these papers? Do people really look at the papers?
I don't know. I don't know how. I could probably make.
You go to Staples and print up some business cards.
I like how you think.
By the way, add on to Skeeter's plan. I agree with Skeeter's plan more as into, but first I feel like we need to find out exactly where the lost one is, so that we can choose the quickest route to get to them, break in, break out as quickly as possible.
Okay, well,
in a night operation.
Moths, you said you know the right? Could you?
Yeah, I know.
Get me in with them that I could travel along with them?
Yeah, sure, I could probably get that done. If there's one group of people there that are less looked upon, it's definitely going to be the janitors. All due respect, Ledger. I love your ideas always. You know that. But I think if you really want to keep yourselves on the down low, the only problem with that is that you need to have the work order. But I think we can fix that somehow, right? You're
Well,
buddies here with Scratch, so maybe you can, I don't know, hack the computers or something, make sure that the work orders are clear and so on, because they're gonna check your badge when you go in, and then they're gonna check your badge at basically every door to every building as well. They have, as far as I can tell, and when I talk to the janitors, it's pretty tight and locked up. But as far as we can get in through all the doors, and we talk to the right janitors, psychiatric ward. I might be able to shake down some janitors who are doing the floor mopping in those areas, and we go from there, no problem, yeah.
What about the guy from the bar? We took his stuff.
Yeah, I have that security guard's card, so that would help. But could you get me with them tonight?
I could definitely try.
Do not, there is no try.
My
You have to have a positive attitude.
Yeah, you're right.
No?
You're right. You're right.
Oh, by the
When you're
way,
right. You're right. It's gotta work.
Does anyone?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, before we commence any operation, I feel like we're gonna need a lot more rage, and with that, Jake will pull out. And Jake will pull out his from his pocket Moongleam.
Are we gonna do that now? Because I thought we were getting papers.
No, because we still have to find where she is. It's too early for us to get.
We're not fighting yet.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, just
Jesus Christ.
all of you are giving me a headache. And he massages his temples.
I think you're addicted to that Moongleam. You've got Moongleam addiction.
Fuck me for wanting to help. Okay. Thanks.
Yes, fuck you for wanting to help. How about helping in a helpful way?
Okay, that does help when we're ready to fight. We will rage.
Yeah.
We need to get to the target before we.
Just saying,
About
our
raging.
abilities are powered by rage.
Since you are bringing out Moongleam, I'm gonna have to ask Austin here to shift into Glabra or Hispo form immediately, because you are, after all, moon-thralled.
And then
Right, or both?
Most of my powers are
most of my
wisdom
but
based. Yeah, and
Yeah,
we're
mine are-
heart based.
And I have to ask Miles to do the same.
yeah.
Wait, you're both? What?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're both moon-thralled, so you have to roll a rage check to shift into Glabro as you see the moon for the first time. Because it's technically nighttime.
Where's the rage thingy? Here it is. And
You
just these
succeed.
leveler.
Good for you.
that's-
You do not
yeah.
lose rage. Also,
I suppose-
because you see the moon for the first time, you have to howl at it, of course.
Oh, yeah, we did it.
Moongleam
Oh,
right
yeah.
now is really powerful because it is in fact a Gaillard moon. It's no longer
Arm?
full moon. Yeah, last night was full moon, so it's probably still technically full moon, which means that you're basically pulling out a halogen spotlight inside this room. Everybody goes, "Ow!"
Ah!
Oh shit! Oops.
that glaring. Yeah, everybody's blinded. But if you want to howl now, you can gain a rage point.
I guess I'll do it since you know me. Yeah.
Yeah.
my
Moths, Blue Ledger, and Crown, they're all just shutting their eyes like, ah! Oh, what is that? Man, some
Damn it.
warning next time.
God damn it! Damn it! He's in his Glover form. Like, damn it! It just reminds me of that scene from SpongeBob when Kim Neto took his crown off.
Like the Ash baby image. You know the one, the Ash
one?
baby.
I don't know that
With-
one.
with,
Oh,
like,
the
that-
Action Baby. Oh wait, the Pompeii baby thing?
Yeah, the Pompeii baby thing. Like,
Oh, yeah. It's just fried.
yeah. Yeah, Jake will quickly put it back in the bag after howling and just say, "Sorry. Sorry, I should have thought about that."
Now you see two larval men
Yeah.
in the room. A little. Oh wait, how did I talk in Glover from actually? I forgot. Hang on.
There we are.
Not-
Yeah, bro.
Lover. Let's see.
You're still a handsome fellow, because with stunning looks, you're a stunning Glabro.
I am stunning a lot.
You are stunning.
It's nice.
Yeah.
But next time, warning, please.
Yeah, sorry about that. That was my fuck up.
Whoa, what was that? Says Moths. If anyone was outside this motel room right now, the beam coming out of the window. Like,
The window and the door cracks. It's like a fucking
for a
rave.
moment. And
You know that
like,
that one video of the flashlight that lit up an entire neighborhood? That's just what I'm thinking comes out of that window.
yeah, I'm actually gonna roll a die because it's fun. Okay, so you did not, in fact, cause a traffic incident outside when you blinded a poor hapless driver who just runs into a telephone pole or something.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, Jake will just say, "Oh, this is Moongleam. It has moonlight in it, so it's a pretty good mobile moon."
You're gonna have Blue and Crown. They're both like, wow, that is pretty cool. Good for you.
And unfortunately, it's strong enough for us to change unwillingly.
Yeah, they will notice that you. They don't, because none of them are moon-thralled. But yeah, that's your burden to bear. This means it seems to me like you want to go into the facility tonight, on this night of February 20th, 1992. Blue, Ledger, and her pack will do their best to help you out with this. But this infiltration attempt will come next week, of course, as our brave Garou are making themselves ready to go in there. I'm gonna raid a channel for us, because that's always fun, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
It's raiding time! Yeah, I just realized we have the body paint. I didn't just realize that, but yeah, we should definitely use it.
absolutely. And we will all see you next week when the Hellwalkers try to get themselves into the facility properly. All hail Guy or whatever. Yeah. Aru-ish. Something like that, right? That's what we're saying.
Of course.